thing that everyone has been asking me to ask you about
Yeah.
is one woman in particular who's been surrounded by some rumors. And I wanted you, if you could possibly, as best you can, do you know what I'm saying? Talk about her involvement with any of this, if any. And that woman is Oprah. And a lot of people seem to be almost calling Oprah out as somebody who's, you know, passing the torch to a younger, you know, singer, shall we say. We won't necessarily go into too many names, but where do you stand with Oprah and her involvement with Diddy, the cabal, all of this? Is she a central point within all of this?
Well, I want to see if I can pull something up right quick.
All right, yeah, go for it.
So I can see
That's
if I
right.
can answer that. Absolutely.
Well, I'll just add an allegedly to Ron's question.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
People telling the truth about this shit are still like, oh, but don't fuck with Jack Wardo. Don't fuck with Jack. Don't fuck with her because like that's a little too much. But wait a second. But if she's being transparent and if she's telling the truth, then what do you mean? How are we supposed to just?
Well, the very same people that are saying don't fuck with her, they're saying that because they can't fuck with me. So you got to understand there's an added bonus that a lot of people ain't looking at. I'm more talented than every last one of those motherfuckers.
How about that? Listen,
and if I actually try to make all of that bullshit that I disgusted work, I would have been better at it than all of them, and they know that. See, the people that are happy being quiet are the people that are praying I never get a shot because they'll disappear. No different than when Chris Brown gets on stage with any other male performer, they disappear in real life. That's what I do.
But we are run by mediocrity, though.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No one wants to compete with real talent. And guess what? Real talent gets a real say. And look at all of the people with real talent that just went.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
Yeah.
I
they will try.
Why.
They will try. People think that it's as clear cut. It's like, oh, there's some white man, like in the Billie Holiday story, there's some white man with a needle with some drugs.
No, it's not that.
No, it's done through our people. It's done through our people, and it's very strategic in the way
elegant.
that it's done.
It's a very elegant design.
Yes, and it's an upper echelon thing where you become, where it's like, oh, try this, try that, try this, like going to parties. And, oh, there's rolled blunts being passed around as cocktails as if it's hors d'oeuvres, but you don't know what's in those blunts.
That's why they called me a narc back in the day when I used to go.
Okay.
I wonder who that was.
Listen, don't Facebook mum post me with you give me half a post just so I can follow up with a tell me please, because you got me on the cliffhanger here. Yeah.
That was a member of the cast of Empire.
Okay.
He had some very interesting things to say about that woman you just asked me about.
Oh, hey, goddamn! All right, okay, we're taking the long road to the answer. I appreciate it. Okay, we're building a stage. I like it. We're Tolkien in this. All right, so
that's the first time anybody's heard that.
There we go. Exclusive. If the channel is gone tomorrow, everyone, you will know why. Some things are too exclusive. But can you elaborate a little bit more on it? Because it's just
Oprah Winfrey has been tied to so many awful people.
Yeah.
And the things that she's done throughout the years have only been in service to certain people. She called herself a friend to Luther Vandross, and the way she exploited him at the end of his life. But she's also friends with Clive Davis. Clive Davis was managing Luther Vandross, just like he managed Janis Joplin, just like he managed Whitney Houston. You know, Oprah, when she first did that hit piece on Monique, it was terrible. And then to watch the way Lee Daniels, Oprah, and Tyler Perry created an alliance that has done nothing but keep African-American artists working for bottom pay and bottom tier while still putting out Oscar winning and award winning content.
Yeah, I
And
think
she's the devil.
well, there we go. Okay, because that's kind of where we were all at with it. And
That
you know,
young man that I was speaking to actually referred to her later in that conversation as the Black Ghislaine Maxwell.
that isn't that. I mean, that's not the title you want. I'm just going to say, like, I'm just saying that's not a good one. But that's kind of where we were all at. If I'm being honest with you, Jaguar. And
I'm still not understanding how Ghislaine made it to jail and Naomi Campbell didn't.
listen, I don't know much about Naomi Campbell, but when you look at that woman,
I'll know her better than I should. I can tell you what her lady parts look like.
Listen,
and she showed me.
Listen, Jaguar. Okay, as much as I'd like to delve into that conversation, when I look at her,
you don't want to delve into that Pandora's box.
when I look at her, she's got this face, Jaguar, that is like one of those people that we were talking about before we started, incapable of love. She has this, and this is not allegedly, this is my opinion. When I look at this woman's face, she has a real level of darkness. And if no one else was around, she looks like she'd flay you for fun.
Yeah.
Okay, like that is what I get from her. And it's spooky, man. It really is.
It's very spooky.
Yeah, I mean that's understatement.
And yet it's so widely accepted as normal.
Yeah.
Like, why is nobody holding Oprah's feet to the fire about her relationship with Gail? After all of these years, it's silly. In this day and age, anyone who is alternative lifestyle, part of the LGBTQIA plus community,
yeah,
if you're still lying about it now, it's just because you like lying. Nobody cares who you love anymore. Love who you want.
Yep, I agree. Consensually, 100%.
You know, a lot of people have issues with me. They say I'm polarizing. They say I'm contradictory. They say I'm hypocritical. They say, how can you believe in God and you can support the homosexual agenda? And how can you say that you're a Christian and you're bisexual and whoopty-whoopty? And it's funny because they have this thing called the Bible.
Yeah.
And it says all kinds of real things that people skip over. Like you're supposed to love everyone as yourself, no matter who they are.
Yeah.
See, if we all followed that, there would be no crime. There would be no trafficking. You wouldn't be able to hurt a child because you would see your child when you look at that child, but there's a disassociation. And me and Jonathan Hay got into that briefly when we were talking for the first time at Real Life about how even though they all knew that Rihanna was a teenager, they were trained to not look at her as a teenager. They were trained to look at her as marketing her as an adult. They were trained to see, and that was their job.
Yeah.
It's systematic dehumanization, turning a human being into a widget so you don't have to feel bad for what you do to it. And that's what industrializing art has done. And now everything is art, even cruelty.
Oh man. Yeah.
You've got quite a few questions coming in about Clive Davis. So one person's asking who tells Clive Davis what to do? And Queenie is asking, was Clive Davis involved with Gerald Levert?
I pray to God not, because Gerald is one of the great loves of my life. He was an amazing mentor. He was an amazing friend. He was an amazing artist. And at one time, he was an amazing love in my life. When I was an adult, I was in my late 20s, early 30s when Gerald passed away. Actually, it was right around. And then Sean died 6 months after that. You know, a lot of people really don't even look at the bravery of Eddie Levert, Pop Eddie, or as we all call them, Uncle Eddie. You know.